Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
Finally found him. It's a big relief.
The two fishermen that disappeared into the icy waters of Lower Red Lake last fall have been found. Police say after thousands of hours of searching and hundreds of acres covered, this morning the search ended. Valley News Team's Ryan Laughlin has how a community is healing in a story you'll only see on Valley News Live.
Today, it's relief for the Red Lake community.
I knew it wasn't going to hit anybody until this day came, you know.
The body of Dylan Bolio, the second of two missing fishermen, was accompanied to the Red Lake Hospital.
He was a good man.
Followed by dozens of family members and loved ones.
I was at home and she called me, her grandma called me and told me I needed to get out there because they found him.
Crystal Raincloud, the mother of two of Dylan's 6 kids, got the call she's been waiting for nearly 6 months.
It's kind of unexplainable, you know. She's been having a hard time. I know she is, you know, too, but she, you know, it's hard, you know.
Back in November, search crews raced against the advancing ice on Lower Red Lake after the commercial fishing boat capsized.
Very sad.
Lisa Bolio was there.
Very sad, but relieved at the same time.
She worked in the office of the same fishery where the men worked. She rushed to the scene where the boat flipped and helped rescue one of the fishermen that swam to shore.
We actually put them in my truck and rushed them to the hospital, let law enforcement know exactly where it happened, where he came out of.
It was right here the fishing boat launched back in November. Red Lake police say it was a long 6 months of searching, and finally today they used an underwater remote-operated vehicle using sonar and underwater cameras to locate the last of the two men this morning.
He did whatever he could for them, you know.
Loved ones at the hospital say he was a good father. His daughter, Dee Lynn, named after him, said he liked to take them fishing.
Yeah, we caught like 7 fish.
A man who loved the lake and his family is now home.
Finally found him, you know. It's a big relief. I know it's a big relief for all of us.
From Red Lake, Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
Family says Boilou's mother has been searching for him every day, even drilling holes in the ice herself until they found him. Authorities are not releasing the name of the 17-year-old because he's still a minor. Official autopsies have been ordered to determine the official cause of death. Fargo police officer Jacob Rood is on paid administrative leave after an officer-involved shooting late last night. A picture of him is up on your screen right now. Officer Rood said he feared for his life before he fired his gun. It happened last night around 11:30 when police responded to a domestic disturbance in the 3100 block of 32nd Street South. The caller reportedly told dispatch that yelling, arguing, and crying from a woman could be heard, telling a man to get out of the apartment. Police say 28-year-old Orlando Estrada came to the apartment door with a large knife when police started to enter. Now, Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz visited the apartment building earlier today. Rose, what did you learn?
Christine, I went up to that apartment on the 2nd floor and found these bullet holes that you will see on the screen right now. Someone briefly opened the door for me and I could see identical holes to these on the wall across from the door. And visiting that building, I could see a playground in the back of it and many children's toys in the balconies. Almost all the neighbors I spoke with had children, and they say hearing those gunshots last night worried them. One resident tells me he just moved here a month ago and was not expecting this to happen at his new home. He tells me he came home about 10 minutes after the shooting, and here's what he overheard down the hall.
A guy that was going after the cops with a knife, so they shot him in the abdomen. From that point, he barricaded himself inside the building or inside his apartment. They evacuated the girlfriend and their kid. They went to the hospital, and then we just kind of waited around to hear what was going on.
After the Red River SWAT team arrived, Estrada eventually was taken into custody and brought to the local hospital for his injuries. Orlando Estrada posted a Facebook video of himself after the shooting. The video shows a bloodied Estrada yelling about the officer shooting him. And Valley News Live won't release the video because of copyright issues. Christine?
All right, thank you, Rose. This is the 4th officer-involved shooting in the area in recent weeks. We'll have more about that coming up tonight at 6. Quiet today with sunshine making it finally feel like spring, but Unfortunately, this is just a break in the action. Now, much of our area is in a winter storm warning. For what we can expect, let's check in right away with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hutch?
Yeah, not only that, we're expecting 2 rounds of snow as we go between now and Monday night. The first round has caused a series of winter storm warnings to be discussed, but let's get right to the snowfall potential with the system. Now, there's still some undecided facts, and some of the timing and impacts on the storm could change a little bit, but the impacts will be less across western Minnesota with this round of snow through Saturday morning. 1 to 3 inches expected there. Fargo, Grand Forks area right on the line, but from Devil's Lake through the southern Red River Valley, a solid 2 to 5 inches possible with higher amounts likely. From Jamestown and the Cheyenne River Valley into the Southern Valley and Sisseton Hills, where some could see nearly a foot by the time we get to midday Saturday. Winter storm warnings along the path of the storm, Fargo, Moorhead included. Western Otter Tail County is included, as well as the Sisseton Hills, Jamestown to the Devil's Lake Basin. That's surrounded by winter weather advisories where the impacts will be a little bit less. Winter is definitely not finished. Here's the timeline. It starts in the valley tomorrow night, so you can get your donuts and things ready for the weekend and find the shovel again. By Saturday midday, round 1 will be ending, and really the big winners in southeast North Dakota and central North Dakota into South Dakota. Now, round 2 that starts Sunday into Monday will impact southern North Dakota into northern and central Minnesota. So some of us in the Southern Valley will see 2 rounds of snow, and the snowfall totals could be pretty significant. We'll have the latest in your hour-by-hour forecast on the timing and all of the other impacts of the storm here in a few moments.
Sounds good. Thanks, Hutch. New information tonight. We now know the name of the homeowner suspected of starting a home in her house that later sent her to the hospital. Moorhead police say 64-year-old Constance Gail Thompson was home alone at the time when the fire started. Around 9 Monday night, it all happened in the 1900 block of 29th Street Circle South. Now, fire officials later ruled the fire as arson, and the investigation will be forwarded to the Clay County's Attorney's Office for review and also charges against Thompson. Congressman Kevin Cramer is mourning the loss of a son today. This morning, he confirmed in a Facebook post his son Isaac passed away at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. He wrote, "Chris and I are grateful we were both able to be with our son Isaac Cramer at the Mayo Clinic Methodist Hospital in Rochester this morning as he went to be with Jesus." Although no cause of death was given, Isaac Cramer had been suffering from failing liver and kidneys. A man named as a top Minnesota superintendent by his colleagues has been arrested on a charge of an indecent exposure. Rocori Superintendent Scott Staska was arrested yesterday, then booked into the Stearns County Jail and released. Waite Park police say Staska was seen on store video Sunday exposing himself to employees at a local Quick Trip store. The police chief says he's accused of exposing himself at least 4 other times at that same store. Staska has been placed on administrative leave. Well, from clothing to accessories, you can find virtually everything you need for the great outdoors inside the Duluth Trading Company store. Doors open today at the 33rd store in the U.S. Now, this store is known for its outdoor clothing for work and play. The clothes are claimed to be so flexible and comfortable, they even sponsor lumberjacks and lumberjills with Timberworks.
They've got some of the shirts are designed with back pleats and underarm gussets, so it gives the guys all kinds of mobility. The Fire Hose Flex pants, they dry quick. They also give them all the flexibility and mobility we need for the climbing and sawing events, so it fits perfect for what we do.
You can find the new store off I-94 and Veterans Boulevard just behind Costco. Sure, we've all been late to work before, but what's been your tardy excuse? We hear some of the worst still ahead tonight.